Hey guys, this is the makeup I was wearing on my latest Milani review of some of their new products. So if you want to see how I got it, then definitely just keep on watching. So here I'm just taking from the Bold Obsessions palette the shade Bear in Mind, and I am just setting my eyeshadow primer, and this is more of kind of like a white matte highlight, so this will really help the rest of the colors stand out. And the shade that I'm using now is Can't Pink Straight, and I'm using this for an all over transition with a bigger fluffy brush. So this is just kind of going all around to help my crease shade and all the other shades blend out a little bit better. Then I'm going to go in and take the shade Sweet as Honey in the Bold Obsessions palette as well. And with a smaller blending brush, I think this is a Morphe M433, I'm going to blend this one closer directly into my crease. So this is a really kind of nice like medium brown shade. So this is a great transition shade. I wish I kind of had something in between, but that's why I definitely need to go out and buy the all matte palette. Then I'm going to go ahead and take the shade Red Between the Lines. And this shade is actually pretty great. You can really build this up and intensify it as much as you want or as little as you want. And this shade I really wanted to intensify. So here I'm just kind of like building that color. And this one is going to go a little bit lower into the crease than the shade Sweet as Honey. So I really want this to be a nice warm shade. And then I'm going to go in with my concealer, my Milani Retouch and Erase Concealer. And I'm just going to go in and kind of carve out my lid, kind of cutting the crease a little bit just so that my lid shade, when I add it on there, it can really stand out. So this is really great, especially if, say, you're using like lighter lid shade colors and you don't want the other shades you've kind of blended out into the crease just to kind of interfere with it. So this really helps it kind of like pop out even more. Then I'm going to go ahead and take the shade Gold Getter. This is a beautiful gold shade, like just swiping with your finger. This is definitely one of the shades that's like very smooth. I feel like all those shimmery shades are really smooth. They feel buttery. And I'm just patting this onto the lid, and this is with no Fix Plus. This is just a shade on its own. So, and this isn't even like any special brush. This is the Sonia Kashuk, just one of their, just regular eye shader brushes, like a smaller one, just so I can, I have smaller lids. And I'm just packing this on unpacking rather than swiping to really help build in that color. Later, I went in and added some Fix Plus just to intensify. Just that's how I do. But honestly, you really don't need to. On its own, it's beautiful. Then I'm going to go in with the shade Blazing Hot. I took the same brush, just flipped it around, and just to kind of transition the gold and the red shade a little bit better, just kind of like adding it to the outer edge of the eye and blending it in and out with that red shade. So you guys can see it one more time, just kind of adding it to the outer edge, and it just adds a little bit something just for like a nicer transition. And then I'm just going in with that same red brush that I used for the red between the lines and just kind of blending out just a little bit. The more you blend throughout the process, the easier it'll be to blend out overall. And just because, it's getting a little bit messy here, that's just how I work. Just taking a baby wipe, you can use a makeup remover, and just cleaning off my face. Then I'm going to go in with the dark brown shade called Brunettes Have Fun. And this is one of my Anastasia Beverly Hills brushes that comes with their palettes. I love these brushes. Definitely like one of the only makeup eyeshadow palette brushes I ever hold on to, because these are actually functional. And just taking the smaller tip just to kind of directly place that color where I want it. And just kind of using that for my outer edge just to add that intensity and just a little bit of smokiness. You can even go in with the black if you want, but I just wanted a little bit of brown. And I flipped that brush over to the fluffy side just to kind of blend it out and blend it in with the regular colors. So I like the other side for placement and this side for blending. Then just going in with a clean brush, especially when I kind of do smokier looks. I like going in with a clean brush that hasn't touched any other shadows and doing another kind of sweep through a blending of the shades and just kind of blowing it out a little bit more. This just kind of helps keep the colors from getting like muddy or mixed together with like other colors, and especially you kind of want to see the intensity and the transitions. Make it look seamless, but so you can see the different colors, I like using a clean brush for this process. I'm going to go in with my L'Oreal Infallible Glow Lock Illuminating Primer Base, and I'm going to use this one today. I've actually really been liking this primer base, how it feels on my face and how the makeup glides on. Then I'm going to go in with my Milani Conceal and Perfect Foundation. I love this foundation. This is definitely, honestly, I'm torn between this and the L'Oreal True Match Lumi. Like, this might really be my favorite foundation. I think this just, I love it. If you guys haven't picked this up, I'll link the review and demo that I did of this foundation down below, but it was like instant love, and I rarely get complimented on a lot of different foundations, but I swear this is the one foundation that I get complimented on, so like almost every time I wear it. And I'm like, girl, it's $10. You need to go get it, and it's just one of my favorite foundations. Then I'm going to go ahead and take the new Conceal and Perfect Correcting Palette, and I'm taking a little bit of that green shade. This is a nice creamy color, and I'm just adding it around the areas of my face where I might have some redness from blemishes that I kind of want to conceal. I forgot to kind of do this before my foundation. You can do either or, but if you want to kind of, so you can have less foundation around those areas, maybe do this before. But either way, you can kind of do this just to kind of eliminate that redness. It won't get rid of texture, but it will get rid of that redness. This is especially great if you have a foundation that's definitely more on the light coverage side and you kind of want to keep it like that. So that's why color correcting kind of palettes like this are really, really great. And I'll just go on top of it with some more foundation just to kind of cover it. But I think in general, that Milani Conceal and Perfect Foundation, you can just build that up as well if you want. But if you do have that redness, maybe if yours is a little bit more intense than mine, then a concealer color like that is really great to use. Going back into that concealer palette, I'm going to go ahead and take that orange shade and just kind of warm it up with my fingers. It doesn't take much, but I was definitely trying to show you I'm using the orange shade. And I'm putting this underneath my eyes to conceal my dark circles. If you have any other like dark spots around the face, this would be a great color to kind of use for that. But for me, I really only have to concentrate this underneath my eyes. And look at the difference it makes. It just kind of conceals that darkness. And with this type of color, you don't want to do like the triangles. You really just want to keep it in the areas where you have a darkness, and you can just pat it in with your finger, patting, not swiping it in, just to kind of blend it out because you don't want to blend it off. Then I'm going to go back in with that Milani concealer. This is really great lightweight concealer. Mine is in the shade medium light, so it's not too light, you know, not too close to my skin color. I think this is a good for like highlighting, and I'm just adding it to the areas of my face where I want to more than likely highlight. So especially if you have a lighter coverage concealer like this and you have dark circles like me, I would say go ahead with an orange concealer corrector like the Milani one or any other ones of your choice, and then go in with the light coverage concealer so that you are covering those dark areas and highlighting at the same time. So then if I were just going with the concealer, which I do in every day, but if I want a more glam look using this combo, it really just kind of makes a big difference. Then to set that concealer, I'm taking my Makeup Revolution HD Pro Contour Highlight Contour Powder, and I'm taking that yellow shade and just setting that concealer underneath my eyes with this is a Real Techniques, this is their precision brush. I forgot what it's called, but I love it. Best $7 ever. Then I'm going in with the L'Oreal Voluminous Smoldering Eye Pencil. Like, honestly, this is one of my favorites eyeliner pencils for my waterline. I recommend this specifically also for contact lens wearers. There's a lot of eyeliner pencils for my waterline I can't use because they smudge, and then I'm just seeing different like colored makeup spots. But this is a great one. Going back into the palette, I'm taking the color Brunettes Have Fun. You can use this one or the black one, but I just kind of wanted to keep it the same as I did on my lid shade. And I'm just taking a flat shader brush and just kind of setting that black eyeliner and then just smoking it out on the outer edge. I'm not taking it all the way into my eye, maybe the like 2/3. And then I'm going in with the shade Sweet as Honey and a pencil brush and blending that eyeshadow out a little bit further. And you can just do this color, or you know, just to kind of match the top. I'm going back in with the shade Red Between the Lines and that same pencil brush, and I'm gonna smoke that out even more just to add a little bit of intensity. But if you wanted a more chill look, you can kind of skip a couple of these colors, but you know, that's not what we're going for today. Then with that same Milani concealer, just to kind of clean up underneath the brows, Just adding that underneath to clean up and also to kind of highlight. And if you sometimes, like me, maybe go a little bit too high with your blending transition shade, you can kind of clean that up as well with the concealer. And then I'll go back into the palette with that shade Bear in Mind. Just kind of set that, and then you can go in with your brushes that you use for your transition shade to kind of reblend that out as well. So just a, you know, nice little trick, especially if you're like messy on the go, and this is just an easy way to go about it and, you know, kind of have that seamless blend at the end. Now I'm going in with my NYX matte liquid liner. I just repurchased this because this is definitely one of my favorite eyeliners, especially for the price and the fact that it is a black liner. Let me know if you guys want to see a more in-depth eyeliner how to wing liner tutorial, and I can definitely film that for you guys. I added my Cocoa lashes in the shade Queen Bee, and now I'm going in with the new Milani translucent light to medium powder that I just picked up and reviewed as well, and just setting my face lightly. Going back in to the Makeup Revolution highlight and contour palette, I'm just going in with that contour shade and just, you know, contouring the face, adding some dimension back to my face. I'll link the review and demo that I did of this contour and highlight palette. If you guys haven't picked it up, I would definitely suggest. This is a great affordable highlighting and contour palette, especially if maybe you're new or you just like to save a little bit money. This is a great suggestion that I would say. There's so many colors to kind of play with. You can see what's best for your skin tone, and then as well, you know, you just have like a whole highlight and contour palette for really cheap. But I must warn you, once you start contouring your face, it's impossible to not do it. I'm like, how did I live my life without adding dimension and contouring and highlighting my face? So be warned. Then I'm gonna go ahead and take a little bit more of that Milani translucent powder and just go underneath where I contour, just to kind of define it a little bit more. Another trick that I like to do, and just kind of get that nice sharp, you know, little jawline going on there, cheekbones, of the cheekbones a little bit more, and I'll let that sit there just for a little bit. This is like the most baking I'll ever do. Then I'll go in with my Milani Romantic Rose Powder Blush. I love these rose blushes. If you guys haven't tried them, definitely pick some up. I need to pick up some more of their colors, but this Romantic Rose is a really nice pink, like everyday neutral shade, and you can really build this product up. Then I'll go in with my dual fiber brush and just kind of, you know, go and clean and blend out the blush with the contour, but more than anything, just taking off that powder, and just it left like a nice little crisp mark. Then my favorite part, I'm going to go in with the Milani Strobe Light Highlighter. This is in the shade Day Glow. This is great for someone of my skin tone. I think I also picked up the next shade up. I think it's Sun Glow. It's probably better when I have a tan personally, but it just leaves you a really nice luminous highlight, gives you a nice little wet look. I even went in and sprayed some Max Fix Plus to intensify it. It doesn't need to be, but if you guys haven't picked up these highlights, I would definitely recommend them. Some of my favorite from the drugstore, they're $10. The packaging is so sleek, so simple, but the formula I think is really, really great, and a little bit goes a long way. So if you tried it, definitely let me know. Then I'm just going to go in with a smaller shader brush and just add this to the inner corner of my highlight. I could have gone in with like another color in the palette, but I definitely was like, well, why not use this highlight to highlight also my inner corners, just to kind of bring everything together. Then I'm going to go ahead and take my Make It Last setting spray and set my face, also kind of just, you know, tame down the powders and make everything look a little bit more seamless. Then I'm going to go in with the Milani Spice Lip Liner. I love this lip liner, so creamy. I love the color. You can really manipulate some like lighter shades that you have if you want to play with them. I picked up mine at Ulta. If you don't find them in Walgreens, I feel like certain maybe Walgreens and Walmart might have the lip liners, but if not, Ulta online. That's where I picked up mine. And here I'm just filling in my lips. And then I'm going to go in with my Milani Matte Innocence lipstick. I think Milani has probably one of my favorite lipstick formulas from the drugstore. And just adding that to my lips. And to top it off, I'm going to take the new Milani Amore Shine Liquid Lip Color in the shade Delight. I have been loving this color. By the way, you're going to hear it in my favorites, but great glossy look. Just to top off with any other like nude lipstick, pink, peach, Love this color so much. And that is a completed look. I hope you guys enjoyed. I think almost all of these were affordable or drugstore products. Let me know if you guys want to see more looks. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.